Your boy Grant here with another episode of the Groovy Files, and today I got my main man Jay with me.
What's going on?
Today we'll be talking about the brand new Saba and No ID album, the Private Collection. I've been waiting to kind of get into this because this is one of the first albums of the year that really kind of caught my eye. And one thing I wanted to say is like somebody said like before, like Saba isn't a singles artist, but personally, I love the singles originally. Like Jay, why you making that face? Why you making that face, bro?
Um, no, so I don't completely disagree with that about him not being a singles artist. I didn't dislike the singles though, but will say going from the singles to the final project and what we heard, I liked it more than I was expecting to. It wasn't that I didn't like the singles; it was just that I wasn't sure how good it would be when it all came together. But I was pleasantly surprised. It's a lot better than I was expecting it to be.
Like I remember like the one of the first singles like I came out, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm rocking with this. But Human Nature, I don't think it even made the album, and I really fucking
Didn't.
liked it. Like I thought it was
Yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite.
I did too.
And then he talked, but like uh I kind of feel the same about Stop Trying to Impress God. I always thought that was like a really great song, like regardless if it was on the album or not. But Head Rap was also really good as a singer as well. So they kind of ramped up. But one thing I wanted to say is where does he like kind of let me take this. How do I put this? Is he like the blueprint for independent artist in today's state? Because I remember him talking like on Twitter, like when the album dropped, he was like, "This the most anybody ever congratulated me on the album, and that nigga made care for me." So I'm just curious. I was just curious about that.
So I guess I should ask.
I think is he independent? I don't know. I think
I
he is.
think,
Am I thinking
yeah,
of
I
somebody
think he is
else?
because I'm looking at the release. It just says from the private collection, so it's not. There's no like label attachment or anything. So I guess I should be. Let me ask this first. Um, do you feel like what you saying is he the blueprint for independent artists?
Not like
What?
right, not like all time. Like hell
No, no,
no.
no, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. I just mean when you say that, what are you drawing that from? Like,
I mean,
is it based on like the reception or like the fan base that he has or what?
I feel like the fan base, like Saba is somebody that I don't view in a like I ain't gonna say like he's not like a superstar or anything. Like I think he's a very niche artist in terms of like popularity. But I will say is that whenever he drops a body of work, I don't think he had a body of work that wasn't in like a year-end talk or didn't get some form of critical acclaim on top of just being good music, really. Um, and then when I kind of think of like him in comparison to all that Chicago, uh, those Chicago rappers, like you got Chance, you got No Name, you got well, not Chicago, but like Midwest, like you
Yeah,
got Chance, you got No Name, you got
like
Joey
Smino.
Bird, like yeah, like all of them. So I should kind of think just more in reference like how in today's music game, there's a lot of people that have much more success being independent than they would without a label because of how the internet has just changed everything.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an interesting way to look at it. I feel like going back to you saying that this was the most that he's been congratulated on a project. But if he goes to tour, like people going to see that. So it
Hmm.
kind of shows that the amount of acclaim that you get is not the end all be all for you as an artist. It feels like if the music that you're making is reaching the audience that you intended for it to get to, that that's what matters more to these artists. So I guess it's kind of the way success is defined for him in the sense that yeah, more people are paying attention now, but it's because this fan base that I've cultivated, these people that flock to hear what I had to say and how they showed up for me. So that's kind of a blueprint in the sense that as an underground artist, that's how success should be defined. Like it's not defined by what your chart numbers look like. It's not defined by like how many streams you got. It's defined by how many people you actually impacting, like how many people you reaching with your art.
I agree with that 100%. And like to kind of follow up on that, and I'm gonna bring it back to stop trying to impress God. I was always kind of like, man, this is a really great song, but like I kind of knew like he hit that next level in terms of like as a writer. When I was listen to the second half song, like yes, I know you can. A lot of people say like, yeah, well, care for me, he kind of hit that already, which I do agree. But like with how he kind of like first half of the song is like him talking about like him talking in the perspective of God and how he's not impressed with any type of like worldly things, which I get that. But like on the second half, he talks about, hey, I had this plan for you even before even before like as far as you can think, I sent somebody to not believe in you so you would keep going through with this and like prove them wrong and then all this type of other stuff. So I was more impressed with like how he kind of weaved it all together, especially like the pocket he was rapping in and the production and everything like that. But I think off this album, I really like Head Rap, and even though it was a single, I like Head Rap and Stomping are like probably my two favorites.
Mm,
He kind of touches on like kind of like the mediums you have to operate in as an artist on his like level of stardom or just like in general like for artists like he kind of talks about like a I he says he'll play the game but he won't tap dance and I feel like that's a very real thing because I feel like a lot of other artists talk about that as well. I know it sounds crazy to say out loud but he talks about that and like how he kind of how his teacher kind of like made I think it was a teacher. I think his teacher like made him cut his hair or something like that, or like his parents made him cut his hair or something, and he like ended up growing back. But uh, that with Jordan Ward on the song, on the vocals and everything like that, I really enjoyed. Stomping was also very good, but with Saba just in general, man, like it's just amazing how this is somebody that like I was following since Bucket List Project.
yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, okay, I need more of this. Does this nigga have any more music? And I was like, oh, he got like two mixtapes. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and listen to Comfort Zone. Which, by the way, I
Mm,
had no idea that shit came on streaming like last year. So it's been on Apple
yeah.
Music last year. So
Yeah.
I feel
I
bad as
remember
hell.
I feel like I can't remember exactly when it was that it was announced, but I remember going back and like adding it when I saw it.
But he had like he has some joints on there too. Like Marbles is fire. Then West Side Bound 1 and 2, and so on and so forth. But I feel like the time that really made me like a Saba fan, like I was like, okay, this nigga might be the future, was when he blacked out on that Joey Pert project, Eye Drops,
Oh, what's the name of that song?
Corner Store.
Yeah, yeah, nah, yeah.
That nigga went stupid on that shit. I go back and listen to that shit all the time. I'm like, yeah, that nigga tweaked on that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like I think it's interesting to for you to say like, you've been listening since Bucket List Project. So that came out, it's not quite 10 years ago, but like it's we
Almost.
we getting there. Yeah, we getting there. So it's just how do you feel like about how he's grown as a writer since then? Like, do you feel like his writing from then to now has gotten even better?
One of my critiques of like Saba was like I wanted the songs more like diversified in terms of like mood and like because like on Bucket List Project, I felt like as good as I thought the project was, I felt like that nigga was like somebody was paying him to make like only like super upbeat songs, and I was kind of like or like super melodic songs. I'm like, bro, I know you got it in you. I need some more. I need some range. Like he had no comfort
Mhm.
zone, but like then he dropped Care for Me, and I said, all right, nigga, they shut me
It's
up
funny.
then.
I was going. That's what I was gonna say because the first single from Care for Me was Life, and I remember when it came out, everybody was like, I remember seeing people like, "Oh, I didn't like that. Like he rapping way different on here," and I was like, I mean, mind it. Like I don't mind. I don't mind when you branch out and do something a little bit different. So yeah, I agree. I do think he's kind of diversified in terms of what he chooses to rap over and the way that he like different pockets and all of that. Like I appreciate that too.
Like Care for Me was like depressing as fuck. Like I was like, damn, nigga. I was like, you said, oh, we could go for bucket list project. Oh, I ain't gonna say like it was like super happy, but like it was very like it had a very like upbeat feel to for like most of the project, which I liked. I mean, like I ain't hating on it, like it's good, but like Care for Me kind of like damn, he really like expanded his songwriting range. Like you got Prom King on there, you got Broken Girls, you got Heaven All Around Me, you got Log Out with Chance. Is that the name of the song?
Yeah, log out.
Yeah. So like you got a lot of shit on there. But I'm gonna go ahead and say on my last topic, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Everybody watching this, y'all gotta stop hating on A Few Good Things, man. That's a good album. I don't care what nobody say. That's a strong album. I feel like people would hate. I feel like people hated on that when it kind of dropped. I was like, man, this. They were like, yeah, this kind of cool. I'm like, y'all niggas tripping, man.
You know what?
He had Crazy Bone. He had Crazy Bone on the single, and I was like, y'all not appreciating this, and y'all don't deserve nothing.
You know what? I I think a lot of people, and I can include myself in this too. Not that I didn't enjoy the album, I did. I thought it was good, but I feel like following Care for Me, whatever he dropped next wasn't gonna get a fair shake. If that makes
Which is
sense,
fair.
because
Which is fair.
it's like the bar has been set so high now that whatever you come with, even if it's as good, when you drop something like that that resonated with so many people, it they'll look at the new thing and be like, yeah, but that ain't this. And I don't think like you said, I don't think that's always fair. But I think
It's
people are
never.
guilty of that.
It's never okay. The only time like I like allow it to a degree if it's like I can't even say that because I feel like there's stipulations with an artist's first album being their best. There's
Hmm.
stipulations with their second album being their best too. And it's very hard to ask an artist to, yeah, anything like if you're in your first or second album and you fell off, like it's a difference between falling off and like, damn, I was just in a crazy pocket and like now my music is just like good or just great. Like
Hmm.
imagine like after happening like a classic album with like your first project and then everybody say you fell off. I'm like, most niggas don't even have a classic, so I feel like it's unfair to view it in that lens, just in general. I don't care
No,
what nobody say.
I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair. But I think sometimes consumers are unfair. like
You
like
said sometimes you said sometimes too bad, nigga.
it's not it's not even that. I just feel like a lot of time um fan reception is a little unfair because it's like that last one did so much for me, and and even if the new one is good, like I said, even if it's as good as the one that came before, it's like yeah, but it ain't that. Also, something that fans probably don't um don't think about as much as they should. You're not in the same place mentally as you were when you heard the last project. Maybe if like it could have hit you differently at a different time. I think that plays
That's
a part
definitely
too.
facts. Like when niggas talk about like I feel like this, like certain things resonate with people certain way, and I never take that from anyone. Like when I'm gonna put this for example, like uh a lot of people don't know this about me, but I was a I thought like I'm gonna make a Kendrick analogy real quick, but when people said like the way people talk about Good Kid, Mad City, I used to not feel that way fully until like a couple years after. I didn't become like I wasn't a hardcore Kendrick fan when he first came out like that. I heard like I was cool, like I felt like man, this is good. But like I was
Mm-hmm.
very big on like ASAP Rock. Like I was big on that ASAP wave. I was a diehard ASAP fan. But then like Kendrick dropped to Pimp a Butterfly and I was like, okay, I see what y'all getting at now. Like, granted, like, of course, looking back on it, like, yeah, I'm tripping. But looking back on that shit now, like, I'm like, how y'all felt about Good Kid, Mad City when it first dropped? I didn't feel that way personally, but like everything resonates differently with people. Of course, I feel like this shit great, like, of course now,
Mm-hmm.
but like, everybody got like different projects that like they hold like really, really dear. Like, also another example is Let the Sun Talk by Mavi. Like that was probably the of course like he has kind of like newer fans now and everything like that. Like that kind of caught on with Laughing So Hard It Hurts and
Mm-hmm.
Shadowbox.
Mm-hmm.
But like I got on the Mavi wave like 6 months or like 8 months after Let the Sun Talk came out. I was like, y'all niggas need to be arrested for letting me go this long out here and this shit. This shit hard. But yeah, it's kind of like that's what it is, bro. Like things resonate with people differently, and I'll never take that away from people. So
Yeah, you always like when you in a different space and you connect with something, even going back and listening to it takes you back to that place, whether it's
yes,
positive or negative. So even if it's a negative thing, like you go back and you can reflect on that. You can be like, oh, where I was then and where I am now. Like listening to old stuff can kind of do that to you. So that's why I feel like there's a lot of time where specific projects will touch people differently.
yeah, I agree with that. But other than that, that's all we got for this episode. Uh, gonna do more stuff with the face cam soon, so y'all won't just have to listen to the audio. and y'all kind of pair the name with the face, and the voice with the face. I will be uploading like a little bit more different content. Y'all still, of course, y'all get rap stuff and everything like that or hip hop stuff, but I will be diversifying the content a little bit. So y'all just be on the lookout for that. But other than that, y'all stay easy. I'm out. We out. Sorry, excuse me.